Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I am super excited because I am doing another Dollar Tree skincare review video. This is now the third one of these I have done, and you all seem to really enjoy them, and I really enjoy testing all these products out as well. This has been really fun for me as of late. And I've also really enjoyed trying out a lot of these $1.25 skincare products and finding some really super affordable, super budget friendly skincare products that are definitely worth your $1.25. So I've got another 10 items that I'll be talking about today and letting you know kind of how I felt about them, whether I would purchase or pass, and why. So I will have the other two videos. I did like this link down below, that way you can catch up on those. And of course, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming back for another video. I appreciate your support and love very, very much. And if you're new to my channel, I'm basically a bargain beauty channel. I like to do a lot of the same fun beauty content that other beauty channels do. I just like to try to keep it at the bargain price point. So the closer to $1, the better. So I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family and community here on YouTube. And definitely comment as we go along and let me know which of these products you love, which ones didn't agree with you, what other Dollar Tree skincare you are loving. You know I love to hear from you all and talk to you guys. So I've got to say, I'm not a dermatologist. I just love skincare. So these are just opinions based on my experience, what I liked, what I didn't care for, and all that kind of thing. So take it all with a grain of salt, but I do enjoy doing these videos. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I'm going to start with this one right here, the Be Pure Glow Up Toner. This, of course, is supposed to be a dupe for the Glow recipe. We know this is something that's been very popular now for quite a while. The positives of this is I love that these products come in glass bottles. There is nothing cheap about this packaging. I have not tried the serum yet. I do want to try the serum. I reviewed the night cream in my last video. And so yeah, I thought I would finally pick up the toner. It's got watermelon extract and hyaluronic acid. You get 4 ounces for $1.25. So I will say right off the bat, and I like that it even has like a stopper kind of on the bottle, and it very much smells like watermelon. So I will say right off the bat, if you are sensitive to fragrance, this will not be for you. And I did a video recently, maybe within the last, maybe a couple months ago, talking about clean beauty and the idea that just because something is clean or natural doesn't mean it won't irritate your skin. Case in point, a lot of clean beauty and natural skincare products use fruit extracts, and fruit extracts can be really irritating for some people's skin. So obviously if you have sensitivities to fruit extracts, again, this will not be for you either. Now personally, so as of yet, my favorite toner from the Dollar Tree is the Lucky brand Witch Hazel Solution, which I recently learned, and I don't know how I missed this, it's very obvious by the packaging, that it's supposed to be a dupe for the Dickinson's Witch Hazel Solution. That's like my favorite toner. I think it's a great value at 8 ounces for $1.25, and it just made my skin feel happy. I've tried the one that's supposed to be like a bubble dupe. That was in my last video. And I'm also trying the Power one as well, which I'm actually reviewing in this video as well. So I will say, so yeah, if you're allergic to fragrance or fruit extracts, this is not going to be for you. You very well may have a sensitivity to this. However, for me and my skin, I don't really have a sensitivity to either one of those things. I really liked this. This so far, out of the couple toners that I have been using, other than the Lucky brand, is my favorite toner. So it's not so watery like other toners. It's got a little bit of a, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not just like a liquid. I don't know if that makes sense. It's got a little bit of a serum feel, if that makes sense. And I've been using this at home, so after like I film or take off my makeup, I've been putting this on a cotton pad and then going over my face, and I just feel like it's very, very, very decadent. Like I said, I don't personally have a sensitivity to anything that is in here, the fragrance, the fruit extract. And so like I said, I love the milky tone, love the packaging, love the scent. So personally, I really, really like this. But I do understand that some of you, like I said, will have a sensitivity. So you just have to really kind of know your skin or try it out in a small place on your skin. The Lucky brand Witch Hazel Solution and this so far are my favorite toners that I have tried from the Dollar Tree. So thumbs up for me. So I've tried the vitamin C capsules by Be Pure, the ones that come 10 to a pack. Those are in one of my other review videos. And so I decided to try the hyaluronic acid and the retinol. So what I do like about these capsules, all of them, the vitamin C, the retinol, I'm currently using the niaminoside ones as well. I do like that they come 10 to a pack for $1.25. These are really great for travel. I like the packaging of these. I like that they come in their own little individual capsules. Sometimes I would just use half of one and save the other half for either the evening or the next day, depending on what product it was. So I like the packaging. I think these are great to buy for travel. You don't have to bring a big bottle of something. You can kind of pare down on what you're packing. I liked the vitamin C ones. And as far as the hyaluronic acid ones, I had no adverse reactions. My skin did not react poorly or anything like that. Had no reactions. But I just feel for hyaluronic acid, my favorite hyaluronic acid that I have tried has been the La Roche-Posay. I'm currently using L'Oreal Revitalift. I've used this. I just feel like for my skin personally, as far as like hyaluronic acid, nothing has worked as good for me as the La Roche-Posay. So that is something I will still splurge on and buy. Like I said, you know, in a pinch, if I was going on vacation, I might pick these up. I would probably only do a product like this like in the winter time if I was going to like in a cold environment, because you know, hyaluronic acid is a really super good hydrator for your skin. So in short, no adverse reaction. But I don't feel like they worked as good for my skin as the La Roche-Posay. So these are kind of a thumbs up, thumbs down for me personally. Now the retinol ones. So the retinol, of course retinol, you're really only supposed to use retinol in the evening. And I use it maybe a couple nights a week. So again, love the packaging. These are definitely something I would take on vacation. Instead of bringing my big pump bottle of retinol serum, which I love the Paula's Choice retinol. That has been my go-to. I have used Peter Thomas Roth. I have used some other brands. Paula's Choice is my go-to. I have even tried the Skin Nutritions, the one that's like the dupe for The Ordinary at Dollar Tree. And I can really take it or leave it. I just don't know that it really, really does anything. Because usually the next day after I use a retinol, I can usually see like a fine tuning of my skin. I felt that with these. I really feel like these were a really decent retinol, especially for the money. And there is retinol in here. It is the fourth to last ingredient. And they do have fragrance in them. Of course, like I said, I don't have a problem with fragrance, but if you do, you may not want to use this product. But yeah, I really felt a noticeable difference in my skin when I woke up the next morning. So in my experience so far, this is one of the better retinol products from the Dollar Tree, in my opinion, so far, from what I've tried. So I'm still gonna purchase my Paula's Choice because I really don't mess around with some of my heavy hitters in my skincare routine, because you know I'm 40 now and I just really want to make sure my products are working. But I would absolutely bring these on vacation. Absolutely. Instead of bringing an extra bottle of something, I would totally bring these on vacation. You get 10 of them. They would last just about any vacation you would go on. You know what I mean? So yeah, so these here get a thumbs up from me personally. And then this here, I was really surprised about. I bought this some time ago and didn't touch it for the longest time, mainly because I kind of thought it was a little bit of a mistake to buy. And I'm gonna tell you, it's actually not that bad. I'm talking about the Beauty Intuition Lavender Honey Scented Lip Mask. So I purchased this, I don't know, maybe earlier last year. It has a nice scent. It's nourishing and moisturizing. It says you get 0.71 ounces. I think they had other colors and scents. So let me start off by saying, is it as good as the Be Pure lip mask? Absolutely not. That one there is an 11 out of 10. It's so good. But this one here, I'm gonna give this a thumbs up, thumbs down, because if you can find that other one, it's way, way better. But this here really wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it was gonna be a complete disaster. Now the packaging of this makes it look like a dupe for the Laneige. I'll have a picture up here. I don't pronounce that right. I'm sure I don't pronounce that right. Whereas people say that the Be Pure one in the tube is supposed to be a dupe for that. And maybe the product itself actually is, but obviously the packaging is making it look like Neutrogena. But this here, the packaging, this really looks like that brand. I'm sure the product doesn't quite compare. So I do find I have to kind of dig it out. It's a little bit hard to dig out. So it's not the creamiest or smoothest, but it actually is really nice for a mask. It's really thick. The scent isn't like super overpowering. So like I said, I guess I just imagined this to be so much worse than it was. I expected this to be like the Sesame Street one that I had. That was a complete disaster, but it wasn't that bad. I've got 3 lip masks in my nightstand, and it's like my third go-to. My first is the Be Pure, and then my second is something I got at Five Below. And then some nights I will use this. So like I said, this gets a thumbs up, thumbs down, because It's not as good as some other things, but it's not as bad as I expected. So this is kind of somewhere in between for me. So then I don't have this product here with me because I have it in work, but it's another toner, and I'm talking about power toner. So at work, I take off my makeup. I'm in a show, I'm a performer. And so I take off all my makeup with cold cream, and then I like to take a big giant cotton oval and put some toner on it and just get the residue of the makeup and the cold cream off my face. Then put a little light moisturizer on my skin until I can get home to like really wash my face. This, again, no adverse reactions. Do I think it's anything special? Not particularly. I still, for the money, prefer the Lucky Witch Hazel Solution or this right here, the Be Pure Glow Up Toner. So this, like I said, this one here, it's no adverse reactions, and it does takes the excess makeup off. It does work. I just don't find it to really be anything special. So this, for me personally, is gonna be a thumbs up, thumbs down, because I could take it or leave it, and I like some other things better. And then this right here, so I bought this quite some time ago and just had never tried it, mainly because I do have the Pond's version of this. And I'm talking about the Extra Care Dry Skin Cream. It's rich and hydrating. It's comparable to the Pond's Dry Skin Cream. So you know what I'm talking about right here. It looks just like it. So the smell is very similar. I tried comparing the ingredients, but y'all, the ingredient list on the Pond's is so tiny I can barely read it. So it does have fragrance in it, but so doesn't the Pond's one as well. And if you know, you know, it's pretty strongly fragranced. The Pond's one has been around forever, and I always have it on hand because sometimes when my skin is just screaming for something, it's actually been here recently, I've had some kind of crepiness under my eyes going on. My skin just sometimes screams for something that isn't anti-aging, doesn't have all this stuff in it. Sometimes my skin just wants TLC, and when it screams at me, I will do maybe a hyaluronic acid or an argan oil, and then I will slather my skin with some of the Pond's Dry Skin Cream. So I've been trying this one here, and I would say it's exactly the same in every way, shape, and form, except one thing. It's not quite as greasy. I feel like it actually kind of sinks into the skin a little bit better, and it leaves a little bit less of a shine and a little bit less of like an emollient look on the skin. One day I did half my face with one and half my face with the other, and I actually filmed a video, but in the mirror I could tell that the Pond's one was just a little bit more, I don't know if emollient is the right word, but this one here just sinks in a little bit more. It's probably not quite as thick, and that might be the right word. It's not quite as emollient, it's not quite as rich, but it's pretty close. So if you like the Pond's cream, but you feel like it's a little bit greasy, give this one a try. You might find that the greasiness level is just pared back just a little bit with all the same benefits. So I really do like this. I think it is a very comparable dupe, like I said, because I do have both. And right now I'm currently doing that because my skin has been screaming at me here a little bit lately with the sun and the heat and the chlorine from the pool and putting makeup on and taking makeup off and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this here is, I feel, very comparable to the original Pond's Dry Skin Cream. So this gets a thumbs up from me. And this here, I've been using this actually for years. This is something that I will repurchase. Not every single time I run out, but I will eventually sometimes be at Dollar Tree and be like, oh, I need to pick some of this up. And I'm talking about the Personal Care Bikini Shave Gel. It's comparable to the Bikini Zone brand that of course goes for several more dollars. And you get 4 ounces, and it's designed for the sensitive skin near your bikini area. And of course the packaging, the product, mine's almost gone. Very comparable. Yeah, it says it's gently fragranced. It's got glycerin, aloe, shea butter. And yeah, this is just really, really good. So if you see this at Dollar Tree and you're wondering if it's comparable to the Bikini Zone, it absolutely is. So this here definitely gets a thumbs up from me. This here is a recent purchase, and I've already used it maybe 3 or 4 times. I didn't expect to like it, but I do. And I'm talking about the Spa Luxury Brazilian Soul Body Butter. So this has gotten mixed reviews from some of you all, as well as some other people I've seen on social media. First of all, the packaging is a 10 out of 10. I have not used the original version of this from Sol de Janeiro, but I am familiar with their products. I do love a lot of their body sprays. So packaging 10 out of 10. The smell is very, very, very light, which is actually probably honestly not a bad thing for some people. Of course, it does have fragrance in it, but if you're super sensitive like a heavy fragrance, you might actually like this. I'm sure the one by Sol de Janeiro is much more heavily fragranced. But I find when I put it on, it's enough fragrance. It's just got this, I probably smell a little bit more of the pistachio than the salted caramel. And the body butter, you guys, so I've actually been wearing this if I take a shower during the day, because sometimes I like to take a shower at night, but if I take a shower during the day, I have been putting this on. And the fragrance is light but present. And it's light and it goes really good with other body sprays I've been wearing. So I've been wearing the Sol de Janeiro 87, and this doesn't overpower it, but it is present. I can smell it on me like all day. Like I said, it's very light. As far as the body butter, it's probably not as thick as other body butters, but honestly, some body butters I find to be a little too thick. And really, this is rich enough. It's a little thicker than like a regular lotion, but like I said, not quite as thick as a body butter. So like I said, I've had no problem wearing this during the day, especially even when it's like kind of warmer out right now. So I really like the consistency and the light scent of this. Honestly, I was gonna not buy it because I'd heard so many mixed reviews, but I really wanted to try it for myself. And I really, really like this. So in my opinion, even though it might not be like a super awesome dupe for the original, as far as scent goes, or the thickest body butter in the world, I think it's got a lot of really great qualities, and I think it's a good product, and I think it is a really nice product. So for me personally, this gets a thumbs up. So then this product here, I actually don't have it with me because I used it up not too long ago. And I don't think I ever included it in a skincare video. I think I just talked about it in like a separate Dollar Tree review video. And it warrants being talked about in a special dedicated skincare video. And I'm talking about the Be Pure Cedaphil Cleanser Dupe. So I've always had a complicated relationship with Cedaphil. Cedaphil is like, as far as like their original cleanser, the one that doesn't foam or anything like that, I would buy it and think this is how I'm gonna take care of my skin, like just gentle and whatnot. I just could never get on board feeling like that actually cleaned my skin. With this here, I would use this for the daytime when my skin has been washed the night before and all the makeup is gone. I would use this the next morning as just a gentle cleanse. And then in the evening, I would use my more heavy hitters as far as cleanser goes, especially if I'm wearing makeup. So like I said, I've always had a complicated relationship with Cedaphil because I always knew it was kind of good for your skin. It was gentle, all that, dermatologist recommended, all that good stuff. But I could never quite get down because like the lack of lather and all that stuff. Well, when I used this, I did kind of, like I said, I found what I could use it for. Kind of come at a level of peace with the whole Cedaphil gentle cleanser thing. And this one here, honestly, is as good as Cedaphil in my opinion. They also have the lotion, which I also have, and it's really nice as well, just a nice lightweight lotion. Of course, it doesn't have an SPF, but if you just want like a little light lotion, I guess you can use it on your body and your face, gentle, all that kind of thing. And they do a really good job. So like I said, even though my relationship is complicated, this product here is very much like Cedaphil, so it gets a thumbs up from me. And the last product is the Global Beauty Care Power Moisturizer. So it's supposed to have retinol, antioxidants, and glycerin. You get a 1.7 ounce for $1.25. So it's got a very light scent, nothing crazy overpowering. It is a dupe for something, I can never remember what it is. And I've used quite a bit of it. I've used more than half of it or so. And so what I can say is it's got, again, no adverse reactions. It feels really nice on my skin. It doesn't feel really good on my hands after I apply it, so I always rinse my hands off after I apply it. But that's how I am with some of my night creams. Like, they're just a little too decadent for my hands, so I kind of have to wash my hands. But it feels nice. Like I said, it's rich enough, but still kind of light enough. Like I said, just very, very light fragrance. So I'm gonna give this like a thumbs up, thumbs down, just for myself personally, because it's almost like, so I use the Estee Lauder Revitalizing Night Supreme Cream. That's like my favorite. It's decadent. I just love it so much. And like, I'm either gonna go all out and get the nicest, most decadent night cream that I can afford and use that, or I'm gonna give my skin a little extra TLC with just something basic like a Pond's Dry Skin Cream. This, I feel like it's not really as decadent like if my skin really needs some TLC, like with the Pond's or the Extra Care. Like, I feel like it's not something that I would just slather my face with if it needed just a little TLC, like a dry skin, like a Pond's Dry Skin Cream or something like that. But I also feel like I just don't trust the active ingredients as much as I do like an Estee Lauder. So it's kind of, for me personally, just kind of stuck in night cream purgatory for me. Like I said, no adverse reactions. It's actually really quite nice. I would use it as a day cream if it had an SPF in it, but it doesn't. But yeah, as far as something I would repurchase from my nighttime routine, you know, maybe if I was going on vacation or something like that and didn't want to bring like my whole big nice jar of night cream. But generally speaking, this is probably not something I would purchase again. But you know, if you are on a super tight budget and you can't spend that money on something much more expensive, you might look into getting this for yourself and giving it a try. It is a dupe for something more high-end. So for me personally, I wouldn't repurchase it, but definitely doesn't seem to be a bad product at all. So thumbs up, thumbs down. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think, what products you like, which products you don't like. Again, like I said, you know I love talking to you all. Definitely check out the other 2 videos that I have done just like this. They'll be down below in the description box. Make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It helps me and my channel out so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.